All right, handheld again. Sorry. I'm actually at a park in Davis, waiting to pick up my oldest daughter, who is finishing up her senior trip. Um, so I dropped off one kid. I'm going to pick up the other kid. Not enough time in between to go home, so I'm just hanging out in Davis. Anyway, news. I went to my doctor, surgeon. Um, First of all, I had to fix a miscommunication. She thought I was completely, forever, always opposed to gastric bypass. I told her I didn't like it as strictly for weight loss, but there are other issues. So I now have a referral to a gastric surgeon. Um, it's actually a surgeon that other people that I know have gone to, and they recommend her. So that's happening whenever, sometime in the next few months. The My surgeon has going to let her know that it does have a certain sense of urgency to it because of the issue with the hernia. Also, um, she said from the MRI that it looks like I don't have a lot of internal fat on like my organs, which is good. So my weight loss has been doing that. She asked about the pattern of my weight loss. And I said, well, it seems like I'm just sagging more. And so she also is going to recommend that we get a plastic surgeon to remove my penis. Not my penis, my panis, which is like the sort of overhang part. For mechanical reasons, for various things. It's cleaner. You don't have that big area that can collect sweat and stuff, which is why I have the scrubby on a stick. Also, it's for weight, to physically remove physical weight, mechanical reasons. She says it's probably about 50 pounds there. So I asked if they could do it concurrently. She said no, not usually, because the plastic surgeon wants to, like, make sure your stomach looks pretty and your belly button's still centered. And I said, honestly, I don't care. If I get a big, ugly scar with giant black stitches, I'll just tell everyone I got attacked by a shark. She laughed at that. And then more news. It's all doctor news, so all very medical. So number one, referral to gastric bypass surgeon. Number two, referral to plastic surgeon to potentially hack off 50 pounds of overhanging fat. Number three, good news, not a lot of fat on my organs. Number four is my hip, because she's asked, how you doing? So I mentioned my hip, and then she was very interested in the hip. So she asked, like, where the pain was in the groin, was in the back. And it seems to be mostly the groin radiating towards the knee. I think the knee's getting worse too, by the way. And she said it potentially is another hernia in that area. So I'm seeing a doctor coming up in a bit more than a week, because all the doctors are all booked up now, who is going to look at that, probably take x-rays, and see, I wasn't going to do much because I was pretty sure it was musculoskeletal, and all they're going to do is say, well, you got to lose about 200 pounds before we can do anything, which I understand. In this case, it's legitimate. It's not just pretending that fat is the cause of all medical issues. So I'm getting a lot of shade there. Now you can see my eyes. But it's actually an actual medical thing. It does affect your joints. It does affect how they can fix your joints. Anyway, but if it is a hernia, which is going to involve the doctor poking around in that area and looking for inappropriate bulges, and then that's something else that's going to wind up dealt with surgically. So that's a lot of news to suck in. I haven't done a wait. I did a wait at the doctor's office. It was higher up, but I had another time with children because various things are coming up, and I wanted to have a discussion, and I had to meet one kid kind of in between time with her friends and time back with her mom. So we had a Denny's day. So whatever. But I'm feeling good about myself emotionally. I need to make sure I'm being a little better food-wise. I don't think I'm being bad. I need to make that clear. I don't think I'm being bad food-wise. I'm just not being extra good in terms of concentrating on eating for weight loss. Um, so yes, eat well, eat healthy. Don't eat unhealthy. I mean, there's a lot of diet advice that is unhealthy. Don't eat unhealthy. Don't starve yourself. Don't starve your body of nutrition it needs. But eat sensibly and eat less. I mean, that's usually the advice that you get from actual doctors is eat sensibly but eat less. So I'll keep you posted. In terms of the surgical stuff, that may be a couple months before I get any information on that. I don't know if they're going to try to put me back to stage 1, which is you have to have a psych consult to make sure you're emotionally stable or something. And then you have to have a nutritionist consult. I've done that twice, and both times the nutritionist was an idiot. I mean, they treated us like kindergartners. It literally is a group of adults, all of whom are considering weight loss surgery, and they're being told that the happy pony eats broccoli and the sad pony eats chips. You should be like the happy pony. And I am not really exaggerating. It was that level of stupid talking to adults. All right, carry on. Hopefully this is shorter. Hopefully I won't have a big thing at the end. Hopefully it'll be a loss. We need to continue the loss. Still trying to figure out the scale thing. It's very hard for me to do it on my own. I may see if I can figure out how to get an accurate reading from the old scale. Somebody said it's probably just batteries, but the batteries aren't staying in, so who knows. Good morning. So I don't have a weight for you. I suspected this was going to be the case. And before I go on, I just want to take a little minute to show you part of the problem. Okay, let's see if it doesn't. See, look. So that's why I can't trust it. It's zeroes out, but then it does like weird numbers. I'm not even touching it. No weight was on it when it did that weird jump. So I can't trust it. And the other scale, which is over here behind the cat, it is too skinny for me to stand on properly. So I don't have a weight this week. I gotta figure out what's up. I'll have more talk when I do my face-to-face, but now I'll just show you the scales. So I have, as you can see, one scale that has some sort of mental health issue. And I can't really trust it right now. And the other scale, the problem is it's too narrow and I can't balance properly. As you can imagine, I have a large belly. I can't actually even bend over properly to look at it while I'm standing on it. And it never stabilizes because what it does, like the other scale, is it just doesn't beep, but this one flashes to say, okay, I've got the weight, then you can get off, and the weight stays on there for a while. The problem is that it never stabilizes with me because I can't stay steady enough because my feet are too close together. So right now I don't have a weight. Now I will tell you what the big scale said was like an 11-pound gain. So I know I haven't been being very disciplined this week, but I haven't been bad. So an 11-pound gain is just ridiculous. I mean, it's ridiculous even in a bad week. I'd have to be trying to gain weight to gain 11 pounds. So it's possible the 467 might have been wrong. That's possible. Maybe because that was on the small scale. Maybe something about how I was standing didn't work right. That was the one time I did manage to get it to stabilize. So we're going to go with no weight this week and just see what I did next week as sort of a 2-week thing. Now, in the meantime, I did take my weight at the doctor's office, and it was probably up a bit. That was on Wednesday. But that was coming off of, a weekend where I'd had extra food. So I thought I'd undone that damage, but as opposed to doing more damage, because even based on that, I gained a big chunk from the doctor's office visit. Just based on what I do when I estimate the weight of the clothes. So continue to watch this voyage. We will have a proper update with a proper weight. Also coming up this week is I have a doctor look at my legs, because I haven't had one for a while because they just replaced her. And then I have another doctor looking at what's up with my hip. So I'll have some doctor stuff if you really want that doctor stuff. And I will have some kid stuff, just general life news. And hopefully I will have a way to give you a proper weight. I do not want to spend another $50 on another wide scale that I can stand on properly. Who knows? Anyway, please like, please share, please subscribe. Sorry I don't have a weight this week. Good news from the kids. Let's start with the one that I have for sure, because the other one is coming up. My youngest is moving from middle school or junior high into high school. And so they had an awards ceremony. Unfortunately, they did it virtual, which, whatever. And so they have formal awards, which are like big awards. And then they have awards which are they're still important, but they're kind of based on the kid's personality. So she won an award for being a social justice superhero. I've encouraged my daughters to, they're in a political town. There's politics. It's fairly left politics. I'm fairly right politics, but I'm an individualist. I believe in individual rights and respecting individuals. So I'm not like a conservative in the way that people are like, you have to control your life to live it the way I say. No, that's exactly the opposite of what my version of conservatism is. Anyway, so I encourage political discussion. I encourage her to be political. So she got Social Justice Warrior Award. And she also won an award from the Rotary Club. Rotary Club is a service club. And she won an award because she, I guess, embodies their belief in community service. And that's part of her social justice thing. And that's as actually scholarship money. Not a huge chunk, but a significant amount. So that's going to go in a bank account for when she goes to college. It should be enough to pay for books and stuff. Anyway, that's my update, which isn't a good update. I'm sorry, but it is an update.